What's up, everybody? Future Chris here. If you're watching, you're probably looking like he's wearing the same stuff he was before. Well, that's because I'm recording this at the same time. If you're listening to this, I'm wearing something completely different, and it's a different recording, and none of this exists. But I'm here to tell you that this episode was recorded before the names of the movies was released. It was recorded about a week before they officially released what movies will be releasing trailers in the Super Bowl, which ones won't be releasing trailers in the Super Bowl. And to make things better for everybody, I actually linked below the article that shows. So if you don't want to know, don't click it. But if you want to know how correct we were, you can go ahead and check the link below, which has a list of the movies that are coming out that are showing commercials or trailers during the Super Bowl, and the ones that aren't showing trailers during the Super Bowl. So I wanted to cut in and let you know that it's not redundant, it's not useless, because we didn't look at this. This didn't exist when we recorded. We recorded early, as Matt is out in Alaska right now, so we did a couple episodes early, and that's why this one came out before that. So I wanted to do this disclaimer. Enjoy the episode. Let's get to them credits and let's get to the title screen so we can roll with the title or with the commercials of the Super Bowl. Happy Friday, everybody, and we'll see you soon. This is Sketching Up. Roll the title. Welcome back to Sketching Up. Happy Super Bowl weekend. We're really excited to have you here, and we're excited to talk a little bit about what we're going to enjoy during the Super Bowl, at least, the commercials and the ads. How excited are you for the ads of this commercial or this Super Bowl?
Not really excited for the Super Bowl. I mean,
the commercials in the Super Bowl.
Oh, okay. Yeah, very excited. I think we're going to get some really cool stuff. I was going
to say, I do think the commercials have declined in recent years for Super Bowls.
But the trailers have gone up. Like, yes, the excitement for the trailers. Like, you're totally correct. Like, I think there's maybe now like 3 good commercials, when back in the day when we were like in high school and middle school, they were all bangers. They were all bangers.
Those were the experimental years, they call them. Because all the companies were making weird commercials.
Oh, just try it.
And as a youngin', I liked everything. As a young buck,
everything at the wall. They were just throwing everything at the wall and seeing if it sticks. And majority of the time, people were like, "Fuck yeah, that stuck."
Yeah, it was awesome. That was awesome.
Like, I think, but the one thing I will say about the commercials, we are going to be sick of Post Malone and Shane Gillis, the comedian.
Shane Gillis. All right, so we saw that the other day, and Mary said, "Who is that?" And I knew it was a comedian. I couldn't remember his name.
And he's funny. I really like Shane. Like, he did the show Tires on Netflix, which was really good. But we're gonna get so many Bud Lights ads with those two in it. It's gonna get really annoying real quick. I will say that.
Well, we're going to guess on what some of the commercials may be, what some of the ads may be, what some of the trailers are going to be coming up. Before we get started, I was telling you recently I read a book. It was about David Letterman and Jay Leno. I finished it. It was excellent. Really good. Definitely worth the read. Now I'm on to a new book. It's about growing a fan base and really building your social media. I work in social media, so I try to learn as much as I can. I try to read as much as I can, and I try to absorb as much as I can, because social media is always moving. Now, if you're somebody that likes to read, likes to learn any of that, hey, I don't have to be the one humble bragging, because right now you can get a free trial of Audible and start reading and learning yourself. If you go to audibletrial.com/Schnabel Studios, you will be gifted a 30-day free trial of Audible, so you can just go on with your day, whatever you're working, you're running, you're walking, maybe you got the dogs you need to take care of. Just pop your earphones in. You can listen to whatever book your heart desires. audibletrial.com/Schnabel Studios. Go get your 30-day free trial today and start expanding your mind. Speaking of expanding your mind, the Curiosity Box by Vsauce is out, and we have some fun stuff to tell you about. The Curiosity Box by Vsauce is something that will really get your curiosity coming out, your brain moving, your mind functioning, whatever you want to say, with all the gifts and gadgets that you're going to get in the Curiosity Box. Every month, a new curiosity box comes out. So you sign up for the monthly membership. Every month, a new box will come to your door with something new and fun inside of it. Explore what your mind can find with the curiosity box. Go to the-curiosity-box.pxf.io/Schnabel Studios to grab your curiosity box today. Don't wonder what all the fuss is about and start learning something new. The-curiosity-box.pxf.io/Schnabel Studios. Go get yourself a curiosity box. This week, we actually have some fun stuff coming out on Schnabel Studios. I don't know how interested you're going to be on this with your fandom and all, but we have a Mic'd Up with Dak Prescott that has released this Super Bowl week. So if you go to the Schnabel Studios YouTube page, you can check that out right now. Yeah, I know you're giving a thumbs down. I'm not a Cowboys fan either, but Dak was really good with the kids. He's a really great professional.
No, I think he's probably one of the nicest dudes out there.
Yeah,
so
I'm
excited for it. I'm excited to see a pro athlete just talking.
I've always wondered what his perception would be if he wasn't on the Cowboys. Like,
oh yeah,
what would people like? Just like really like the guy? Like I've worked with him. I did a video. It's coming out, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's a good guy. Like he's an overall good guy. He did something at that camp. I'll tell you a quick story about this camp. He did something at this camp. It's not in the video, but it's like it really gave me a new perspective on Dak Prescott. Okay. Football is a hard sport. It's a heated sport, right? There's these two kids, and they're going at it, whatever, and they get into it, shoving, yelling, all that stuff. Gets broken up by two of the coaches and some of the kids and stuff like that. Dak being a professional athlete, all he has to do is see that, move on. Most athletes aren't going to do anything. They're not going to get involved in that. That's not what he does. He goes over to the one kid, calms him down, takes him off to the side. And I don't know if we were recording or not, but I obviously not going to put this in. I have my earphones in. I can hear what he's saying. He's like telling him like, hey, listen, football's a tough sport, but we can't lose our temper. Once we lose our temper, the other team gets the advantage. We need to always keep the advantage. Like he's talking this kid through. Then he's talking to the other kid a little bit. Then he goes over to both parents, gets them all together, talks to the parents, tells them what happened, tells them this, that, and the third, brings coaches in, tells all the coaches. Like he went so out of his way to diffuse this situation that he did not need to be a part of anymore. Like, that's just showing the kind of guy he really is, which I think everybody knew he was a good guy, but he's on the Cowboys, so everybody hates him. Anyway, that came out. Go to the Schnabel Studios YouTube page, check that out. That's Dak Prescott mic'd up. You can also check out Mad Props with Andy Smith that came out last week. Andy Smith is a comic book, what am I trying to say? Artist. There we go. Words. He's a comic book artist. We had him on Mad Props. He talks a little bit about his career. He talks about comic book artistry. He also talks about the comic book movies and his opinions on it. Super interesting. Definitely check that out. Again, you get that wherever you get your podcasts, or go to the Schnabel Studios YouTube page and check out Mad Props. You can also check out, we talked about Spider-Man's new show last week. So go check that out if you'd like as well. All right. I think I got through everything. I should probably shout out the social medias. Follow us on social media at Schnabel Studios on Instagram, Facebook, X/Twitter, Threads. What else are we on? TikTok. Obviously, subscribe and like us on YouTube. Interact with us on YouTube. Tell us what you think of the commercials and stuff like that, because we'd really want to know. I think I hit everything there. We're also on LinkedIn. That's it.
Cool. Yeah, there you go.
Crush that one almost.
Good job.
I give myself a 72 on that one. What do you think? It's passing, but it could have been better.
Yeah, it's passing, but it could have been better.
Yeah, it could have passing, but it could have been better. Audible was great. Audible was good.
Audible was good.
The rest of it, we could just cut.
Anyway. You just go in hard because you're like, I'm reading right now. I'm a smarty pants. And like, that just leads you into Audible a lot easier.
As someone for 31 years never read a book, it's time. It's time. And I don't even read it. I listen to it. I still don't read the book. I have it in my ears. But that's Audible has definitely been great. I really do love being able to listen to books, because I sit, not to go back to the app, but I sit on a computer literally all day, and I do social media posts and I do video editing and stuff like that. So having that just play in the background is super nice, and it's just great. I really love it. And some podcasts that I like to listen to are getting a little repetitive. Maybe this one is too to some people. Hey, if it is, go get Audible and then come back here. Maybe we'll change something. But I like listening to the books on tape. Anyway.
Hey, if they need us to get more popular, I'll sit on here. I'll read the whole a whole book on here so
Do
you
it.
can listen to it.
Do it. Read the whole book out loud. I want you to be the one reading it.
All right. Yeah. It's going to sound horrible because I have dyslexia.
Yeah.
I have ADD.
I just can't read.
I'm just
that's why I listen. I'm illiterate.
Yeah. I can read, just not good.
Just like the kid in the Santa movie, the Santa movie. I'm like that kid. I'm just illiterate.
Yeah, I can't read good, but I'll try.
I know read well.
I don't read well, but I know knowledge is good.
Yeah, I heard knowledge is pretty handy if you know things. Anyway, audibletrial.com/Schnabel Studios. Get your 30-day free trial from there. And we hope that you enjoy the books that you read. If you need any recommendations, hit the comments below and we'll hit you with some of our favorites.
Yeah.
Anyway, I want to get into these ads. I want to get into these commercials. I want to give you a minute because you want to talk about DC really quick. And I want to give you your platform to talk about it. So go ahead.
Real quick. I wanted to start off just by saying I'm very excited for the new Lantern show. Sadly, we won't get anything during the Super Bowl for that. They haven't started filming though, but the scripts are done. Everyone's preparing, and they just casted Sinestro, which is so cool. And it's his name is Ulrich Tallinn, and he was great in the show Dark on Netflix. It is kind of a sci-fi mystery, which was one of the shows I will always go back to watch because it's very complicated in the way they do like time and everything. And you learn something new each time you watch it. So it's very good that way. And he was an amazing actor in it. So him playing Sinestro, really, he just has this, and he played a character that was kind of dark in the show. So like he does do it well. But then now we kind of have our core for the Lanterns. Like if you think of Green Lantern, you think of Hal Jordan, who is being played by Kyle Chandler. We have Jon Stewart, who is Aaron Pierre, who I'm really excited about. And then Guy Gardner and Nathan Fillion, which I'm still on the rocks about. I need to see him in Superman. But again,
so he's the one that you see in the trailer.
Yes, he's Guy Gardner. So I'm excited that we have the group, and I'm excited that they're really just honing in on Hal and Jon Stewart, because those guys I think are the most iconic of the Lanterns. And Hal's a little bit older. They casted Ulrich is an older actor, so Sinestro will be older. And I like that they're probably already going to have the history that they have, that, Sinestro trained Hal. They got into a huge fight. Sinestro starts the Yellow Lantern Corps, which is Fear, and we'll already be at that point. Like, we don't need a backstory between them. And I know that they're writing it where it's going to be more in the privy of Jon Stewart, which I also think Jon Stewart, after watching, the animated Justice League, he needs his big screen moment. I think he's one of the Lanterns that really does need it. He's so good. He's such a grounded character. So I'm excited about that.
Every time you say Jon Stewart, I just think of Jon Stewart, like The Daily Show.
Yeah.
Every single time. Like, I know you're talking about but even when you say it, I'm just like, oh, Jon Stewart's in this? Oh, like, oh no, he's talking about the character Jon Stewart. Oh, Jon Stewart's in this. Oh, wait, no, he's talking about the character Jon Stewart. I just think it's pretty funny that they share the same name.
Yeah, no, it's great. Just one's African American and one's white. So
that's true. That's true. That we know of.
Yes. But I'm excited for that. I just wanted to bring that up because I think they really put together a very good cast for this show, and I like that it is a TV show and it's not a movie. I think the Lanterns and just the Lantern mythos needs a little more explanation within the universe of DC to just be in a movie. I think it just needs to be a TV show.
Did they make Jon Stewart white in something? Was it one of the movies or one of the shows, and everybody freaked out?
They may have. I don't know.
Was Ryan Reynolds Jon Stewart in the movie?
No, he was Hal Jordan.
He was Hal Jordan. I feel like there was somewhere they made him white and people were really upset.
I would be too. Like, that's just not him.
What's the point? Yeah.
What's the point? Like, Jon Stewart's from Detroit. Like, he's a homegrown Detroit guy who needed to get out of the project. So he joined the Marines, and he was in the Marines for years. And then he gets picked to be the next Green Lantern after Hal Jordan turns into Palo. I can't
Palo,
talk.
Ben Caro.
No, parallax. So, which is the essence of the fear, the Red Lanterns. So,
got you. I could be wrong. I just,
no, I
I
mean,
felt like there was
they
something
do
out
that.
there.
We
They do
know
stuff
that
all
they
the
do
time.
that stuff all the time. So it totally could have happened. But Jon Stewart,
Disney goes the other way with it.
Yeah, Disney goes the complete opposite direction. No white in Disney movies anymore. You cannot be white.
No, not even Snow White.
Not even Snow White, baby. We're changing that
Change
up
the
real
name.
quick.
Change the name.
But yeah, no, I'm just really excited for that. I think they're going to start the story where maybe Hal is Parallax, or he just died after being Parallax, and the kind of the fallout after that with the Lanterns and Sinestro and all of that. I think it'll be really cool. They haven't really given us much on story wise. It's all just speculation right now, and what people are piecing together when they're interviewing the creator and the actors and all that. So, but I'm excited. Like I think it's going to be a good show. I think, especially since it's going to be an HBO show, that like they don't have to hold anything back. And so I think that's going to be really cool.
It's definitely a plus. I mean, now Disney's changing their stuff, right? They have the Deadpool and all that, but it's a big plus to be on HBO where there's really no limits, and that's what they were known for forever.
It's also, and I think we talked about this in another episode, where like Disney is doing it and hyping that they're doing it so much, where since it's on HBO, they've been doing it for years. You don't need to hype that like Hal Jordan or Jon Stewart's going to curse.
We did. We talked about like the being a Deadpool, and it's actually maybe in the future you're going to hear this, but we talked about the being a Deadpool and Daredevil, where like they're blatantly showing off the blood and the breaks because they're like, look, you're going to see this on Disney. It's like, I expect to see that. It's Daredevil. I expect to see that. It's Deadpool.
And like, when you put a TV show on HBO, it's already expected. They're not going to pull anything back, and they don't have to tell you it's going to be like
it's
that.
It's the expected from HBO, but like it should be expected from the characters. Like, I know the character. I've seen 2 Deadpool movies already. I know the third one's going to be like that, because why wouldn't you do it? The first 2 are very successful.
Oh, for sure. And I think especially with the Lanterns, because, Green Lanterns, their rings won't allow them to kill.
I will tell you right now, I don't know. So please explain stuff. You don't have to go into full detail, but there's no you knows, because I don't know.
So they're two kind of opposites, like two heads of the same coin, but they're complete opposites. The Yellow Lantern of fear and the Green Lantern of hope. And you can't have fear to have, will. So you can't have willpower if you feel fear.
If you're fearful. Yes.
Yeah. So you can't have either
deep.
one. Yeah, I know, right? Just how I am, man. Like, this is why I read this stuff. Okay, I'm just a
how
deep
you are
person.
It's people that created Green Lantern that are
Look,
deep.
I'm
just reading it.
Okay, I'm reading it. All right, it makes me deep. So
I listen to it. I listen to it. All right.
Listen to it. All right. Yeah. So shut up.
Audibletrial.com/Schnabel Studios. 30-day free trial.
Good plug. But Sinestro, the Sinestro Corps, that's what they call the Yellow Lanterns. They can kill. They murder people. And his core is filled with some of the deadliest dudes throughout the whole universe. Like, they do not hold back. They want to rip you in half. I mean, one of the greatest scenes is from the Injustice comic books, where all the crap is happening on Earth, where Superman reigns as emperor, all that. And Kyle Reiner, another lantern that I hope we get to see in this show at some point, is flying from deep space and hasn't been home. So has no idea Superman took control, nothing, and has no idea that Superman recruited Sinestro to help him. And they're coming back, and he gets caught by the Sinestro corpse. And in the deep space, they pull him apart. Like,
ouch.
Yeah, like over in medieval times, like when they used to attach you to 4 horses, all your limbs to a horse, and then let the horses run. They pretty much did that in the middle.
I have recently been to a medieval times, and they did not do that.
No, they definitely do it. I don't know where I was, but I saw it, and it was very scarring for an 8-year-old. Okay,
I was eating my leg, and I looked at what happened. And I looked back at the leg, like, wait, where'd they get this from?
Yeah,
this is much bigger than a chicken.
And it sucked. It was the Blue Knight that we were all rooting for. He lost, and they pulled him apart right during dinner. We didn't even get to dessert. We were eating dinner when we watched that.
Yeah. I
And then
wonder
I
what
had to
was for
make sure
dessert.
I had to make sure the ketchup was actually ketchup and it wasn't the dude's blood.
That's what I'm saying. The leg. You're like, this
Yeah.
leg is much bigger than a normal chicken
Yeah, I
leg.
have a toe in mind. What
Do
the
you
hell
like the
is this?
voice? Do you
Yeah.
like the voice I did because you were
Yeah.
younger?
We are younger.
you
There
haven't
you go.
hit you haven't hit puberty yet. When I
Yep.
did.
Nope. My balls did not drop.
I still haven't, so it's all good. Anyway, so we're not going to see that, but it's exciting that DC's still moving in a forward direction and all of that. So
but
we do want to
about a DC thing. We're probably going to get a new trailer for Superman.
Yes. We wanted to talk a little bit about the trailer. So I made a fat list of things coming out, and we'll talk for the ones that we think are going to come. We'll maybe talk a little longer for things we won't. We actually might talk about the ones that won't, because there might be differing opinions and stuff like that. I'm gonna run down this list. We'll start with Superman because you already brought it up, but I'll run down this list and we'll talk about why we think, if we think that it'll be there or not, and then we'll go from there. So you say Superman, you think will have a trailer?
Yeah,
it is a controversial take because they physically said we are not releasing a trailer during the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
I think a new trailer.
I think we're going to get a new trailer because just this week they dropped a little clip with new footage from the movie, like a 60-second clip, not even like a 30-second clip.
It wasn't even, I don't even think it was that. It was
it
short.
was like 20 seconds. And, the whole buzz came out about like the image of him flying, and like it apparently divided all DC fans. Like, oh my God, I don't think it's going in the right direction. People are now going after his suit. They think it's Guardians of the Galaxy-esque. And it's like, well, yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy was really good. And I would want it to be compared to that, because I love the first Guardians of the Galaxy. And they shot his flying the same way they shot the flying sequences in the second Top Gun. Like James Gunn came out and said that they got the same people who did Top Gun to do the super.
Yeah, he said there's no CGI in the face or anything like that. Yeah. It's all practical.
So and they're all like looking at his face. He's like, he looks so dumb. And I was like, well, I mean, if it's going to be real, like you think someone's going to look super cool all the time flying at like Mach 1?
Christopher Reeves did it.
Yeah. Hey, fun fact, that was the first time in film history that they filmed someone flying.
Yep.
But all of that aside, I loved it. I think he looked so cool. Like he just threads the needle and spins around. Like that is Superman. He looks like he's having fun. He looks like the Boy Scout, the Superman that we know from the comics, that he just has a smile on his face. He's in bright colors. Like I think people are still stuck on Zack Snyder's Superman's suit where it was darker. This really tells me it's Superman. It's the Superman from the comic. He's the guy who just hopes for a better world and hopes to be able to help the world get better. Not make the world better, but help the world get better. It's two different things. So I think it's going to look cool, and I think we are going to get another trailer. Even if they say you're not, I think we are.
I think they'll stick to their guns, their James guns, and not release one.
You just wanted to say that. You're so fucking corny.
I think they don't want to give out too much before, there's still months and months and months to go. And the first teaser they did, there was a lot to it. There was a lot to unpack in the first teaser. So I don't know. Maybe they do. Maybe they're lying. But I think they'll stick to their script and not do that. See how I changed it for you there, and not release that one. But I hope they do, because I would be excited to see more. I think if they do release during the Super Bowl, you're not going to get anything until mid-June.
Yeah, I would say that. I would say mid-June.
It'll be it. It'll be it for 6 months.
The only time I think we may get it is like opening day baseball. We may get it because a lot of people are watching.
You won't
TV.
even get anything new. I don't think. I think you're just going to get something repeated. That's. I think if they release one during the Super Bowl, that's going to be it for. You don't want to give away too much. You don't want to give away the whole movie.
I agree with you.
If they're putting it out on the Super Bowl, that's a minute and a half ad.
Yeah.
They're paying $100 billion to put it out there. That's actually why I think they're not going to do it, because you can't put a 30-seconder. Like if you're going to say you're not going to do it, and then you do it, it has to be a minute and a half. It has to be a whole commercial break. But we'll see. It is Fox as well, and that's Disney, so maybe that's why they don't want to do it, because Fox is now owned by Disney. That's why they get the Super Bowl in a couple of years, because they negotiated through that or whatever. Anyway, there's a couple that I do think we're going to get. We'll start with one we're definitely getting. I don't know if we're going to get a new one or not, but the new Captain America, we're going to get one.
Oh yeah, we'll probably get a new one with like a third of it is the same footage we've been seeing.
Yeah.
And then maybe a couple extra, like we haven't seen who's the Hulk villain that's supposed to be in this movie that we saw in the first Hulk.
Can I be honest with you?
What?
I have not paid any attention to this movie. I have
no. I'm talking about like your Hulk knowledge. Like
from the one before Mr. Ruffalo.
Yeah, like is it the Thinker or is it like he has a huge brain? He took his like Banner's blood and injected it to him, and he became like a super genius.
Let's see.
And he works for I think AIM.
Let's see. We can look quickly. I'm not going to look for too long. Well, Abomination was the main villain.
Yeah, we already got.
That's not who you're talking about.
No, it was the scientist he was working with during the movie.
Scientist he was working with
because he was trying to find a cure, and he was going back and forth. I just watched the movie because I was watching the MCU stuff.
I was going to say that my problem is I haven't seen that in literally forever. Yeah, I got nothing. But anyway. I don't know. I think if they do release one, it may not be a long trailer, but you're going to see something we haven't seen before. Maybe, the MCU loves to just throw in people you're never going to see again. Maybe you see somebody that will get people excited or whatever. But there's going to be one 100%, especially being Fox with Disney.
The leader.
Disney.
That's him.
The leader.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll see the leader.
He's supposed to be pulling the strings of everything that's going on.
Of the Red Hulk.
Of the Red Hulk and everything in Captain America Brave New World. And it's played by the actor who was the scientist.
Remember when they called it New World Order?
Yeah.
What a joke.
What a stupid joke.
Right after they were releasing it right after the election too.
Yeah.
Funny times. Anyway, one that I'm very excited that I truly think we're going to see is Fantastic Four.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really excited for this one too. Like this one is great, but I'll let you. What are you super excited about?
I'm super excited because one, we haven't really seen anything yet. I don't think we've seen anything yet other than photos and stuff like that. No teasers, no trailers or anything.
Well, only I think the last like D23, someone had a camera video of what they showed of what.
Yeah. And it wasn't much, but it was something.
It wasn't much. It was like broken up stuff. You didn't see the Thing. You saw him before he turns into the Thing.
Yes.
You just see him as Ben Grimm. And then
it was almost like the opening shot or something like that. Yes, I do remember. You're right.
And then all you see is like Johnny in like the suit that they're going to be wearing.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah. So we didn't really get to see much. This would be the first look at it. Fantastic Four obviously is something that was big for me when I was a kid. If you listen to the Andy Smith podcast that came out last week, we talked a little bit about how and I've said it on this podcast too. I became a comic book fan. I got Spider-Man comics with my dad at flea markets, and the Fantastic Four were in Spider-Man a lot, especially the Human Torch and stuff like that. Like they were always going back and forth and all that stuff. I think they're in the original Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see these guys in the outfits. I'm excited to see how they're going to how the world's going to look. Like, obviously I'm not going to get too much and I don't want too much. I've come to a point where I don't want these long extended trailers. Like I'd rather go in a little more blind, especially with the way MCU movies have gone recently. Mm-hmm. I don't want too much to see. But I'm just excited overall. There's a lot of hype behind this movie and I'm hoping this is going to be a home run for Marvel. So
yeah,
fingers crossed they do it right.
I'm super excited for it too. I think, since it's like based in like the 60s during the space race and everything, I think that's so cool. I think that's something new. I'm excited to see Pedro Pascal because I'm a huge fan of him. Like I am just such a huge fan. And I think he's going to really rock it. And I want to say, like, even if it's a teaser, even if it's just like giving us like snippets of what's going to go on, I would like to understand more what the meaning behind First Steps are, because it's called Fantastic Four, the First Steps.
I'm assuming First Steps is going to be because we're going to see everything from before they got their powers and everything and all that. Like I got to imagine.
I think that's it too, but a lot of the artwork kind of hints at maybe we will see Reed Richards and Sue Storm's child. Or the children.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
Leore may be at that point. So, it's going to be interesting to see what the MCU looks now that we've gotten to they are such a powerhouse team for the Marvel in general. They really need to roll out everything for this movie.
They need to do this one right. They need to do this one right.
So,
now,
and I believe they are. I mean, I can't see them fucking it up. Because
so
they're
that's
not,
the difference. I can't see that.
I can't because they are like very A-list. Like we were talking about it. Like they keep pushing out these B-list and D-list heroes. These are A-list heroes in the MCU. They do very well with the A-listers, So I think
they do. It's not even that they do well, but also like you're gonna go see them.
Yeah.
Like remember the last Spider-Man, which I enjoyed the Far From Home. If you remember, it came out with a bang. There was all Spider-Man were there. It was a fun movie, but if you listen to people talk about it like a couple months later, it didn't sit as well for them. They're like, yeah, it was like playground. Like it wasn't really a great movie, but it was fun to be a part of.
Yeah.
So as long as they can make it fun, but whatever. I don't think they're going to mess this up. I could see them doing it. Unlike you're like, I can't see it. I can see it. I mean, don't forget the Fantastic Four has been messed up before a couple of times. So like I can see them do it.
But we can contribute that to, I mean, the first Fantastic Four done by Fox wasn't too bad. Like that was just fun to watch.
Yeah, the first one.
Yeah. The one by Sony was horrible. And that's
awful.
That's just known. That's known that they're just not good at making superheroes.
They're not good at it.
Like
we have a whole podcast about it.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited. Let's get to the next one.
So here's two of them that I guess we could do three. I'll lump in one more here that you said that you can see, and I actually don't think are going to happen. Let's start with Peacemaker 2. I just don't see Peacemaker 2 having an ad for it. But if I do, and then I'll let you go. If they do, it will not be an actual ad. It'll be one where John Cena comes out and he's talking to the audience or something. You know what I mean? Like watching this snoozer of a game. You know what I mean? And then at the end, it's like Peacemaker 2 drops this day. Like it's not going to be an actual trailer. It's going to be.
Yeah, I could see that.
But that's the only way I see Peacemaker 2.
They've been in post-production for a while now.
Yeah.
So they could totally do that, but I think they have enough footage to do a little teaser trailer for
I think so too. I just don't. And
if
don't get me wrong, I love the show.
But I'm saying if we don't get a new Superman, I see that coming out.
Yeah,
that's the only thing that's next to Superman is the only thing that's coming up. That's been shot, and that's been shot and everything.
I do think. If we're going to see one of the two, I would think Superman as well, especially with how much hype it's had recently. And the teaser comes out, which gives it more hype. Again, maybe they don't want to put as much footage out because it's Fox. It could be a thing. I don't know what it is about Peacemaker. I just don't see an actual ad being put out. Maybe after they do, or it's one of those, you're watching this stupid game. Go on DC's site right now. Go watch my new trailer. And then it brings people to the Peacemaker Instagram, Facebook, whatever, something along those lines instead of actually showing it during, which if you remember there was a movie or something that did that a few years ago where they didn't actually show you the trailer. They just said, go to our website and it's out now. And it was like a 15 or 10-second ad. Do you remember that?
I want to say, I don't know if it's the one you're thinking of, but I want to say the Batman did that because of the Riddler, because you went onto the Riddler site and then you got the.
It might have been. I don't even remember. But it's definitely been something that movie studios have been doing more often because it's like
it's driving.
It costs $10 million for 30 seconds.
Yeah,
so it's expensive, or they might cost more than that even. Yeah, so they might be saving money, and you get traction to your site.
Yeah, to get your bang for your buck, you want people to go to your site, to your socials, all that. So let's just push it all there.
Yeah. So I could see something like that with Peacemaker if they were to do something. I just don't know if they'll do something. Let's go to another one that I also don't think they're going to do anything because I think they've just done so much already, and that's Daredevil. Born Again.
Yeah, I don't think
I
we're gonna
don't
get
think
one.
they're gonna have one just because they've already done so much, and if they do more, you're just gonna give away the show at this point. You might see something that's a little repetitive or maybe a little short, but I just don't think they're gonna do anything. The only way you might see it is because it's Fox, owned by Disney, right?
Yeah.
Like they might just throw it in there. But I
Yeah,
don't think
honestly, I think it may be a repeat. Like we're gonna see everything.
Yeah, we'll see
the
like
exact same
a shortened one of
version
what
of the trailer.
seen.
Yeah.
Yeah. The last one that we talked about, this one's third of three for me. I don't think we're going to see Invincible at all in this. I don't think we're going to see.
I mean, they released some new characters like what's his name? Jesse Pinkman from Breaking Bad is voicing a character in Invincible.
Okay.
They released a couple of new voice actors that are coming to this new season. So that's why it got me thinking. I was like, oh, they just dropped all that. So maybe we'll get something.
They did something. I don't think it was the Super Bowl, but remember they had the one teaser where it just showed all the names in season 2.
Yeah.
It could do something like that. I just don't think they're going to do it at all. I don't think they're going to pay for an ad for Invincible. I think the fan base that's going to watch Invincible is already there. So I don't think there's any reason to try to push it anymore.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, let's go back to slam dunks, because now we've done a couple that were slam dunks, a couple that weren't. First one that is just an absolute slam dunk is the new Mission Impossible.
Yeah, 100%.
That one's 100% going to go out. We're going to see Tom Cruise hanging off the side of a plane that's burning and falling or something, and he's actually doing it because he does all his own stunts.
Yep.
I don't think there's going to be too much conversation here. It's Mission Impossible. It's supposed to be the last one.
Yeah, he's
not going to miss this opportunity.
Yeah, it's
big budget film.
Yeah, it's huge. Like this budget for this film is huge, and I heard it's going to be amazing. So like,
yeah,
I haven't watched
most of them.
I haven't kept up. Like I think the last one I saw was 4. That was it, and then
they're almost like what was that? Oh my god, what was that big action movie from like 2008 that had Schwarzenegger and
The Expendables?
Stallone? It's basically an Expendables. It's an adrenaline rush. It's just like,
but like this is so much better.
yeah. But it's that kind of movie though, right? Like it's like the storylines, whatever, and whatever. But like you're gonna feel when you go in because it's a big adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
Second slam dunk for me, and you can let me know if you're gonna agree with this. The Minecraft movie, which comes out pretty shortly after the Super Bowl. It's like
100%. We're gonna get a Minecraft video.
We're gonna get a Minecraft one. It's a huge budget film, and they're trying really hard. Right down the street, they opened the Minecraft experience from me because they're trying to push Minecraft so much. I get so I saw the extended trailer when we went to see Sonic 3, and I understand the premise. I think they did it correct with the premise. It's like these people get trapped in the game itself. So that's why they're not blocky and stuff like that. But everything else is because they're outside, almost like Jumanji-ish. Like
I was just going to say they're being Jumanji'd.
Yes. Except they don't become the characters. They just are who they are.
Yeah, themselves. Yeah.
And the characters that are in the movie just happen to be the characters from the game and stuff like that. Whatever. I probably won't see it though because I've never played Minecraft, but I appreciate what they're doing and good for them. And they're 100% will be there.
100%. Yeah, I can see that.
My last, no doubt, slam dunk, and I'll let you. I can let you talk about this first because I talked about the other two first. Is Jurassic World Rebirth?
Oh yeah. I haven't really kept up. I know Scarlett Johansson's in it.
Yeah.
And I don't really know much about the movie. I haven't really read up on it.
I don't know much about the movie either, but it being Super Bowl and it coming out later this year, it's almost a slam dunk that you're going to see.
Yeah, and they just released, I think it was last month, like stills of the movie. So that just gives me an inclining that like it's definitely going to come. But yeah, no, I could totally see that. It's a big budget, anything that says Jurassic Park on it is going to get, put out there. So yeah, I think that's another one. That's a good one.
Next category I'm going to go with are the ones that come out way later this year, but are definitely Super Bowl commercial contenders.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just kind of jumping around because I want to keep everything fresh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. So number one on this list is the new Avatar movie.
Yeah.
We don't know if it's filming yet or not. We don't know if they have anything. Don't forget, though, when they did the last time at the Super Bowl for the last Avatar, they also said they weren't filming anything, and they just had that one. Remember, it was the big, water scene?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's all they had was the big water scene, and they just said Avatar 2. But that comes out in December, so it's very far away. But if there was ever a movie coming out in December that's going to have one, it's Avatar.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see, James Cameron doing something where it incorporates the new tribes that we're meeting in this. So like in this one, the fire tribe and the air tribe are the new tribes we'll be meeting in this new movie. I could see something where you don't have to see any of the characters, that
you see like the new landscapes or something.
Yeah. You just see all of that and where they're coming from, and it just pops up Avatar. And then I think it's Avatar Way of Fire, right? Is that what's called?
Something like that. Yeah. I don't have the full name written down. I just have Avatar.
Yeah, but I agree with you. I think we'll get like a little teaser of that.
So the next two, I don't think we're going to get, but also, again, they are sequels that definitely make sense to put during the Super Bowl. First one I have is Five Nights at Freddy 2, which comes out mid-December. And the second, I'm just going to lump these together. The second one I have is Zootopia 2. And the reason I'm going to lump these together is I'm going to ask you, out of those two, which one would you think you'd see? Which one do you think would actually be there? Of Five Nights at Freddy's 2 and Zootopia 2. They come out about the same time. I think Zootopia 2 is like 2 weeks before Five Nights at Freddy's.
I would say Zootopia 2. I think because it's an animated movie, I think that they could use a lot of the artistry that they had for the first one in this trailer, and it's just a teaser, and we could see new, the two main characters just, updated, and they just need the voice actors to say like 2-3 lines, and then that's it.
The next category I have here is ones that are likely, but I will not care.
Okay, yeah, do
you
it.
Like that one?
I love it.
Okay, first one I have is the new Snow White live action.
Yeah, I could give a shit.
But because it's on Fox and because they're owned by Disney, and it comes out pretty soon after, I believe it was May 3rd it comes out. It's probably going to have some sort of ad on it.
All right, yep.
So that one I don't care about, but we both agree will probably come out.
Yep.
Lilo and Stitch.
Again, don't care, but it will probably be out there 100%.
There's a little bit of a theme here.
Yeah.
Lilo and Stitch will probably have an ad. They've been teasing it a lot lately with very short clips and pictures and stuff like that.
Yeah.
My last one's a long shot, and I know you definitely don't care. I just haven't seen it. Whatever. But that's Wicked Part 2.
I don't think we can. No, because they haven't done anything.
You don't need much. You don't need much. I just think there's going to be something that shows that Part 2 comes out because it's such a big movie, and I think they're salty they didn't take number one. Because if you remember, they weren't the number one movie at the box office because
they weren't.
What was the one that came out? Why can't I remember?
Came out with Wicked. Oh, Gladiator.
Yeah, it might have been Gladiator. I don't remember what it was, but something
Gladiator 2 came out with Wicked.
It took number one from them, and I think they're salty about it, so I think they're going to put something out there to get people talking about Wicked and to get the release date on the map. That's the only reason I think it's going to be out there. I don't know if that one, out of the three, like I know this was the likely, but I don't care. That one's probably the least likely, but I do want to say that one. So I only have a couple left. This last one is I have under the box office blasts, basically. There's one in here that might not be a box office blast. We can start with that one, but the rest of them are definitely like box office movies that we'll probably be seeing something from. So we'll start with the one that's probably not it, and that's the new Karate Kid movie that's coming out. It's definitely gonna be a box office summer movie. I don't know if we'll see anything from it, but it's definitely a box. Compared to the other ones,
probably
it's the least
see
box
something,
office.
The nostalgia part of it, because I know Ralph Macchio's in it.
Yeah.
Jackie Chan's in it. So, I think the nostalgia will get something from that.
The next one I have is Sinners, which we talked about before. That's
and that
Michael B.
comes out
Jordan.
soon.
Coogler. Yes, it comes out soon. It's going to be a box office movie. Obviously, it has Michael B. Jordan in it. So
yeah, and it looks cool.
We're
Like they just released a new clip for it, and it looks terrifying.
Yeah,
it's like
100% chance we're going to see something.
Do you know the basis around it?
I don't. When we talked before, I didn't really even know about it. So
well, it's a vampire movie.
Like Twilight?
No. Is that the only vampire movies you know?
Well, I know Twilight too.
Twilight and Twilight 2, that's what you know? Okay.
Breaking Dawn, I think, is one of them.
Whatever.
I mean, Breaking Dawn is one of them. I don't think anything.
I don't even know why I get onto this podcast with you. No, it's like
audibletrial.com/Schnabel Studios. Can you get the whole Twilight series?
Oh my god. I know it's like based in like the 1800s, and and like these group of people get trapped by vampires trying to come into like where their little club is in this barn or whatever, and it's Michael B. Jordan's character is trying to survive the night. And so
he's not a vampire. He's trying to survive from vampires.
Trying to survive, and vampires are coming. And apparently, like, this is a thing that happens a lot in this little small town. And it's like a reoccurring thing, and they have to like survive it. So it looks really good. And the clip that they put out for it is like terrifying. It's like, especially since it's like in like the 1800s. So like, it's like a traveler, like, and like a traveling band, like a whole white traveling band. And they're like, oh, can we come into your shop and have something? We'll play for you guys. They do such a creepy, like, can you let us in type thing? Because again, if you know vampire lore, a vampire can't come into your domain unless you invite it in.
I don't know if they did that in Twilight, so I don't know. I think they were able to go in and out when they wanted.
Yeah. Oh my god, I hate it.
It's only vampires I know.
No, all right, but you know what? Whatever. It's coming out. We're going to see
I'm excited. I'll definitely see it. I love Michael B. Jordan, so I think we'll see a trailer. I was gonna say, this screams, see more on our social media. 10-second ad, see more on our site. Michael B. Jordan, complete dark. See more on our social media at Sinners Film or something like that. It just seemed that I see that happening.
Yeah, I can see that
so much. This one I actually just learned about. Mickey 17.
Yeah, I can't.
It comes out very shortly after the Super Bowl, so we don't have to go too much into it because it comes out so shortly after the Super Bowl. It's definitely going to be a big movie, as you said in the pre-show. The director of Parasite isn't involved. Like, it's definitely going to be played during the Super Bowl. Yeah,
it's definitely played, and it's a huge blockbuster movie. It's a sci-fi movie, which is really cool. And Robert Pattinson, I heard, is really good in it. So like, I'm excited.
Robert Pattinson.
Yeah. Don't even move on.
And then I have the movie F1.
The Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt, F1 racing. Obviously, F1 racing is huge since the Netflix show. That comes out in like July. It's soon enough after to get a really that's like, you know how I said the one is, how I said the one is like a go to social media. This one's the minute 30.
Yeah, no, they're gonna do it because the F1 season starts like in March,
right after. Yeah.
So they're going to do it to do that, just to get people in the mind like it's going to start. I wouldn't be surprised if in that trailer at the end they tell you when the F1's like.
Well, it depends if it's on Fox or not.
Yeah,
if it's not on Fox, Fox might not allow it. Because then you're promoting going to see something at a different. I have no idea what channel F1's on.
It's ESPN to get like the international ones. But I think like either CBS or Fox does the ones that are in Las Vegas, Miami, and Austin.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. Either way, they're going to get people in the mindset. It's definitely the minute 32-minute trailer. 100% chance.
I'm very excited because I am an F1 fan. Like, I do follow the sport a lot. I've watched the Netflix series, obviously, but I was watching the sport before that came out. And the way that they shot this movie is pretty much like real drivers
Yeah,
real everything.
I saw some
It's
behind the scenes clips, and
and they
they did a crazy
created
job.
and they used they in like they well they already had cameras that are on the cars already, like during the races, the real races.
Yeah,
They enhanced those cameras, and
yeah, and
so what the
they
ones that
made
are sitting
a
there,
crazy sound stage that was just so realistic and stuff like that.
yeah,
I saw these behind the scenes of this
it
movie.
looks
It
insane.
looks insane. It
So
does
I'm
look
very
insane.
excited for it. I think it's great, and I'm always happy to see something with Brad Pitt in it. I like it. So
And we have one bonus. Actually, we have two bonuses. This bonus
three
is
bonus.
because
I have
all
one.
right, you have one, I have, so we have two mystery ones that we haven't discussed yet, and then we have one here because I crossed it out by accident when I was crossing something else out, and I thought we already did it, but we didn't. And that's another Marvel, Thunderbolts, which comes out soon after the Super Bowl as well.
Yes,
I believe we'll see something.
I see. I believe that we may get the final trailer that actually shows a Sentry.
Yeah,
Like we've
because
seen
everybody's
him
been
in the
waiting
other
for
one,
it.
and we've already seen him without the suit or anything. I'm saying we're gonna see maybe just a quick second of him in the suit, even if it's just the back of him. I feel
Yeah,
like we're going to
we're
see
going to
that.
see something, or we're
Yeah.
going to see a character that gets introduced that's going to be a major player. I have a feeling we're going to have a really major player come from that movie because they're going to be worried that it's not going to do well.
Well, I was watching something, and Thunderbolts. If you look at the like how it's written out, and it has the asterisks next to it, who is in the new Captain America movie that's coming out that has that last name?
Asterisk?
No, Thunderbolt.
Who's in the new Captain America movie? I told you I haven't paid much attention. I know the Red Hulk and Captain America, and that's
Who's
it.
the Red Hulk?
What's the character's name?
Thunderbolt Ross.
Ford. Oh, so you think that he's gonna?
I think he's
end
going
up
to
in
pop
that?
up in that. Yeah, because it that's why the asterisks there. I feel
Got
like
you.
that's what I was listening to somebody. I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. That's why the asterisks there, because I think he's going to make a debut, because remember, Sentry, none of those people on that team could go up against Sentry. None of them.
Yeah.
No one on that team.
You need a Hulk.
You need a Hulk to go after him. Like you need someone like that. So I mean, and you don't have an Iron Man, a Tony Stark Iron Man that can invent a suit that can help defeat them. So what are you going to do if Sentry is the real problem in this movie and you can't defeat him? Like you have to bring him in.
Yeah. So let's hear what your mystery one is, and I'm gonna throw such a curveball at you.
My mystery one is they released the teaser for it this past week. Is the TV show Alien Earth? It's a new installment of the Alien series.
Okay.
And this is about how because they've never been to Earth, the aliens actually make their way to Earth.
Okay.
And I'm a huge Alien fan. Like I love that horror alien type thing like that.
Yeah.
That is just terrifying to me. So like I'm very excited because I just watched Alien Romulus and I thought it was good. Like it wasn't my favorite Alien movie, but I really liked it. But like having a TV show where they can really dig into something like this is going to be a lot of fun. So I'm excited.
See, yours is a little more practical than mine's going to be. Mine's going to be a curveball.
What's yours?
Because it's not a TV show and it's not a movie. I think we're going to get a first look at the new mainstay Switch game for the Switch 2.
No.
I think we will. The Switch 2, they had the big announcement about it March 4th.
Yeah, and that went horrible.
No, it didn't happen yet. It's on March 4th.
It's on March 4th?
Yeah, all they did so far is they released what the design is going to look like. We already talked about design. We said it looks just like the Switch.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to release it because they need a big mainstay game. It's either going to be Mario or Zelda. It's got to be one of the two. And I think they're going to release during the Super Bowl, because then the whole presentation about the Switch 2 is March 4th. So it's,
you don't think it would be like a Super Smash?
No. Well, they already announced, like they didn't announce it, but they showed the new Mario Kart in the trailer for the one. So they're not going to announce that. I don't think it's going to be super. It's got to be a mainstay. It's got to be like a brand. It's going to be like Odyssey 2. It's got to be. It can't be a new Breath of the Wild. I don't think they just released the new Breath of the Wild. I don't think Luigi's going to do it. I don't think a new Luigi's Mansion is good, but that's kind of recent too. Like the only one I can think of that really makes sense is new Mario, because Mario Odyssey came out in 2017, and we've had the 2D. We had we had Mario Wonder, but like a new 3D Mario hasn't come out since 2017.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then
I just
you have a new
it.
system coming out. I think we're going to see something about the Switch 2 in this Super Bowl in an ad.
I can see we're seeing something on the Switch 2. I just don't think that we're going to see a game that we already don't know about.
It's the only reason I would say that is possible is because Nintendo is notoriously known for wanting to do it on their own channels.
Yeah.
But I just think this is a big opportunity, and the backlash they've already gotten from releasing the Switch 2 stuff, and they've got some people love it and some people hate it. It's very divided. Unfortunately, Nintendo did not select me to go play the Switch 2 in Dallas when it comes here. I'm very disappointed about that. I signed up to be in it, and they said no.
Jerks.
I know. Anyway, I think we're gonna. I just think we're gonna. I told you it's a curveball. It's not something that it's a lobbed in.
I don't think. I just don't think we're going to do it. I don't think they're going to do it.
What's the line on that one? Plus what?
Plus 500.
Plus 500.
Yeah,
that's a good deal. Take it. FanDuel.
Yeah,
we're not going to promote FanDuel because they don't sponsor us, but if you have a FanDuel account
or DraftKings,
take that one. Or DraftKings. Or Sleeper. Isn't Sleeper one of them? I don't know. I don't do any of it. I should have in the championship game.
I do DraftKings.
I said that Philly's going to win by 30, and they won by 33 or something like that.
Yeah,
I know. Done it. So had the exact thing right. Anyway, that's what we think we're going to see. Let us know what you think is going to happen, if we missed anything, or if there's anything you might think is going to happen.
I have
in the Super Bowl.
One more thing.
Okay.
Who do you think? What company do you think is going to have the worst commercial?
Ooh, one we don't know about. I can't say the company because there's always a company we've never heard of.
Mm-hmm.
Like Temu.
All right, then.
Remember Temu?
Yeah.
They had like 50 commercials last year.
A million.
So crazy. So I think the one that everyone's like, what the hell is that? Is going to be a company. I can't tell you.
A no-name company.
Yeah, it's going to be some no-name company.
I think T-Mobile is going to have the worst one.
You know what the worst one's going to be?
We're going to see
State Farm commercials with Patrick Mahomes in it while he's playing for the Super Bowl. Like, oh, there's no favoritism there.
God. Yeah,
he's on 10 State Farm commercials during the Super Bowl.
While he's playing, he's making money from the Chiefs and from State Farm.
And from State Farm. But I think it's going to be some company we haven't heard of. And, at that point, though, it's just as good as anything, right? Like having a bad commercial that's remembered is just as good as having a good commercial that's remembered, because people are going to be like, what was the company that had the terrible commercial? Oh, yeah.
When it comes to the Super Bowl, there's no bad press.
The only thing you could do is be very average. If you have an average commercial, no one remembers anything about it. They remember really good ones and really bad ones. If you have an average one. All right, I'll give you one more, and then we'll take off, all right? Over under on we're gonna set the over under at 7.5. How many times does Kendrick play Not Like Us on stage?
I was talking to my girlfriend about this. I was like 100%, and DJ Mustard's gonna be on the stage with him.
Oh yeah, he's definitely gonna
100%. Because SZA is like going to be performing with him, so he's going to be doing a lot of his new album, and he's probably gonna do that song. I wouldn't be surprised if he comes out to that song and ends with that song.
And leaves. and middle. He has his own halftime show now, like in the middle of his thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can kind of like make a quick prediction. It's only 15 minutes of it, right? He's going to play Not Like Us. He's going to. It's 100%. He's going to do TV Off. He's going to do Squabble Up. He's going to do those banger ones, right? Then he'll do a couple of ones.
I think he's going to come out to Luther.
I think he's going to come out to Not Like Us.
I think Luther's like
us.
I think Luther's a good intro. No, it's just instrumental.
Or he's just gonna yell mustard. He's trying to pop up from the screen.
Yeah,
that'd be a fun one to do. Like, think of the ones that he could, because don't forget he did only 2 songs, and then he DNA, and he did one other when he with Dre. Remember, he was with Dre.
He was so good with Dre. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was just.
He only did like 2 songs. They all did. except for Eminem did one. He just did Lose Yourself.
Yeah.
Actually, 50 might have only done the one. Remember 50 was upside down?
Oh, yeah, 50 was upside down, yeah.
Hilarious
50
stuff.
only did one song.
Yeah, they may have all done one song. He might have only done DNA. But anyway, that's been the show. Thank you guys so much. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Let us know what your predictions are. Let us know what commercials you think are going to be there during the Super Bowl. Remember, you can get a free trial of Audible at audibletrial.com/Schnabel Studios. Get your 30-day free trial. Get your reading on. You can also get the Curiosity Box by Vsauce by visiting the-curiosity-box.pxf.io/Schnabel Studios and get a Curiosity Box by Vsauce today. Make sure you follow us on social media. You can follow this podcast at Sketching Up Pod on Instagram and Facebook, or you can follow Schnabel Studios at Schnabel Studios everywhere else you get your social media, whether that's Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. I forgot one there. Whatever, LinkedIn, whatever. Just go to any social media, search Schnabel Studios will be the first thing that pops up. I promise you that because we are very active on there. Make sure you check out the Dak Prescott mic'd up. Check out last week's Mad Props with Andy Smith. Check out last week's episode about Spider-Man. You don't want to miss that either. We have some opinions you're definitely going to want to catch. Thank you guys so much. Matt, have a good vacation. You're already there right now. Continue to have a good vacation.
Thank you.
We will see you guys soon. Thank you so much. This has been Sketching Up. Peace out.
Go Birds.